Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 28th of June. So, first things first, as ever, let's have a look at the potential news that could impact our trading. And it's Wednesday, the 28th. Let's get Wednesday, 28th. In fact, let's just have a quick zip through yesterday then. So, inflation in Canada, or Canadian inflation, was lower than expected, only marginal. It's very, very marginal, and still higher than the sort of 2% target that's set. Even if it was set between 1 and 3, there's still work to be done there. And the common inflation data there looks still very high, but anyway, headline figure came pretty much in line. Aside of that then, US core durable goods came in fractionally better on the core data. The durable goods overall came in quite a bit better there, which they'll be thankful for. But consumer confidence higher, crikey. New home sales significantly higher there, even though they've got higher rates. And they do a lot of long-term mortgages, so people will know at the outset what some of these mortgages are, and they're going to be higher than the current, or as high as the current rates for at least. Okay, anyway, so today then, Australian inflation. Why isn't that fed in? Let's just click in there. There we go, 5.6. That's dropping back a little bit more. Takes the pressure off the Aussie dollar. We got Lagarde speaking then at 2:30 this afternoon, and then Bank of England governor speaking, Bank of Japan governor speaking, so and Fed chair speaking. It's all on a panel discussion there. Let me just check to see if there's anything else which is not on this system. And we got speakers this morning actually. Guidos. Speaking at 9 o'clock, the ECB speakers. Lane at 10:30, Bank of England speakers as well. So there's a couple of Euro speakers, a couple of Bank of England speakers there this morning, going through until that 2:30 speech. After that, there's quite a lot of speakers overall. So I think most of what's being said is being said at this stage, and we're far enough away from the decisions to not make so much difference. So these speakers, I don't think are going to make a major difference, but we'll see. Their famous last words. Right, let's get on and look at the markets, and we'll start off looking at the euro dollar. Let me just get rid of that. That's better. Give you a bit more display. There we go. So euro dollar, solid day yesterday. It was leading the bunch a lot of the time, and I was looking at it. It was still heading up north whilst everything else was consolidated or whatever it seemed. But it is off at this morning at the moment, and it's just broken its sort of that near-term trend line a little bit. It's now confirmed a lower high. There is the potential for it to run down towards its S1. Still above its key moving averages there, the 50 still is still above that, but we'll see what pans out this morning. I mean, this could just be a bit of an overextended flag in the bigger picture. Okay, pound dollar again, still up there in the bullish feel. Looking a lot more choppy, and really wouldn't want to be picking a trade out of this at the moment. You just see it's quite range bound. There's a slight incline to that range. Slight is the best word. Again, it's on the underside of its daily pivot at the moment, looking a bit softer side. Well, don't have a lot of direction on that at all. Dollar yen, I'm sitting in on a long here that I took yesterday, and I'm still sitting in a long here. Broke out of its wedge, which I'll talk about, not this one. There was a nearer term one. It's slow at this stage. It's got quite consolidated. There goes the nearer term wedge. It's got a bit of distance to do today. Maybe the daily R1 will be the trick, but again, consolidating, seeing it across. Okay, usual thing to consolidate through the Asian session, but some of these are quite tight on overall. Australian inflation down a tad, and well, we're seeing the Australian dollar selling off this morning already, continuing its route south at this stage. Didn't like yesterday's push up there, didn't do anything with it, fortunately. The very fact it had this weakness into its daily R3 made me questioning it a little bit. Well, so glad I didn't try and jump aboard anything there, but it has now broken through with that inflation data. It's broken these lows here. Okay, US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD. What have we got here then? Well, it had largely been going down apart from yesterday when it decided to do a little bit of a reversal. It still is in a large downtrend here. It's a key thing here. It's from a weekly perspective, it's pushed a little bit higher than I would like in terms of the flags it was previously doing. It sort of did a little flag there last week and rolled over. This week it's pushed up. It's pushing up a little bit. Bit much, although you coming down to the hourlies, it's probably just a double top in this sort of nearer term news or feel. Maybe if it starts breaking down, it's got a chance back towards its pivot. Bearing in mind its bigger direction is to the downside there, so shall watch that this morning. Okay, New Zealand dollar. Yesterday I was looking for something on this, and it broke last night or this morning. It's gone anyway. Is all I can say. When did it go? Yeah, it went last night really. I was looking at this descending channel here, and the question was it going to break to the upside, which it didn't really favour it too much because of its chop overall, but what it did here, then I drew the line on here yesterday morning rather. I was looking, there you go, I was really looking at this. It needed to be brought down a tad this lower level, but it's really gone quite late on there. It's broken properly. Maybe had some triggering beforehand, but it was still late-ish in the day for me. So that's gone back down to its wedge there. The bottom moves now. The bottom trend line here, or the bottom of a channel, doesn't have a lot of power normally. Now this has got a S1 with it, so it might just hold it up, but it doesn't count for much. It's just the size of the range. The important one is the top one, so that has the resistance. This doesn't have a lot. Effectively, it is just a channel it's in. It's used for measuring, etc., and show the channel. So it is looking soft. It could still roll for some more, but nothing in terms of a trade for today. Euro yen, well, you can see what's happening here. It's just still very strong overall. Yes, it might come off a bit this morning. I'm just looking at it on the hourlies here, looking a tad on the soft side. A break of the pivot there might see it roll a little bit more, but the overall picture here is still very strong, and still don't have an entry to the long side. Euro pound continues to consolidate on the dailies. I'm not even going to go through that. It's in its range. Euro Aussie was looking at this a few days ago. It's continuing to shove back up there. It probably helped a lot by the softer Aussie overnight. It's continued to run. Not a great deal there. Euro CAD. I was looking at this. It's well. I was looking at this a couple of days ago actually, but it has broken through last week. I say a couple of days last week. What was I looking at? Yeah, I was looking down here, not up here, and it just carried on going and going and going here. The Canadian dollar rolling over effectively, and well, softening as the euro's just pushed up, and there was the strength of the euro yesterday. It has got below us a pivot there. My overall picture was to the downside, but now things have changed. Bigger picture here, downside view, but it's just really run back into those prior highs, that sort of area there, and it's a difficult one whether it's going to push on through those now or roll back over. So it's not a clean channel to be trading, so I'll leave that one alone for now. Pound CAD, let's have a look at that. Pound Aussie goes quite ugly actually. It was just a quick look at the Pound Aussie, can't help myself. Yeah, it's just continued to the upside. It's broken out on the 4 hours there. It's continued through, so in a solid move there. Pound CAD really halfway, neither halfway up nor halfway down. Well, it's both. Aussie CAD I was looking at yesterday. Well, that's just continued to break down. It's pretty broke down really. I mean, I was looking at it yesterday on the breakdown here. Never really did it in the morning. It didn't do it in time. It's 10 o'clock bar, and I stepped aside from it for then, and then it caught the bounce, and it went really ugly. Little tiny bear flag on the lower time frames might come into play. We'll see how things develop there. Aussie yen, I don't know, I'm looking at all of these now. So best looking perhaps is this euros, who post 8 o'clock what happens. It's probably not got a lot of legs left in it here, but we've got to be a bit careful of the overall bigger trend. Rather it to the upside overall. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. But it's kicking it, as I say, it is sort of ball flaggy here. It's the upside that's more interested for the R1 in terms of what it was doing. So patience there. Again, the day of patience. Right. Moving on then, changing markets here. Let's go in and look at gold. So that's gold. Just still drifting down. It's pretty much got nothing else to add to that. It's a bit of a drifter. It did catch a bit of a bounce there, but yesterday it was quite ugly. It eventually, even if I'd looked at the stop selling earlier, I might have got caught with the spread on the stop there. Anyway, it's still looking pretty soft at this stage. Oil, expected more of oil, but it's not really been doing too much at all. It's back towards the bottom of its channel into the close of yesterday, and it's certainly not moving where I think I was thinking it might sort of range a little bit. It's done this half range, rolled over, and it's looking soft where it sits, as opposed to looking stronger with the beginning of driving season. The cuts in the Saudi oil, and well, I guess the unease in Russia's stopped now. Okay, so really, if anything, it still looks a bit on the softer side. Yeah, that's for me to look at in a moment. Right, okay. Let's switch markets. Look at the equity markets here. CSI 300, still very bearish. It's put together 2 up days in a row, but still looks very bearish. Nikkei picking up again this morning. It's been seeing this correction. I've started looking at that, thinking, well, is it something more? But it had found some support there leading into yesterday, but looking positive again at the moment. Nifty 50 continues to shake up and move on there. Little gaps left behind, they will get filled eventually, but for now very much into a bullish zone. Aussie 200, even that looks a bit bullish at the moment. I'm joking. It's back above its trend line there. It is officially now in a bit of a range going through there, I guess. And well, it's halfway up at the moment. S&Ps. So the flag, it started to develop a little bit better. So we've now got a better shaped flag. Maybe a break above this yesterday's move there would certainly look better. So there's the flag there. It's already made an earlier move. There is a bit of scope for it to carry on in that direction, but I'd wait for it just to break the highs there. But certainly looking a little bit more positive. This durable goods data would have helped a little bit. Dow Jones, well, again, it's catching its bounce off the 50, etc. Pushed up yesterday, solid move. Nasdaq, again, the bull flag. Well, we'll just wait to see what happens there, but it looks like it's got the potential for continuation. DAX catching a bounce. I'm just looking whether it's not. Well, there is a slight rising channel going on here at this stage. We are looking at the bottom of the channel ready for the support side of things, but maybe even that's got some legs back towards the upper side of the channel. Overall picture has been quite bullish. It's just it's consolidating from where it is, but has the scope to maybe worth waiting for it to break the 50, the daily 50, get above there, but that's looking a bit more positive. FTSE at the moment really just lower highs, lower lows here, looking soft. It's certainly looking the softest there at this stage. Not interested. The crypto markets, let's have a quick look at that. Just see what's going on there. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin just hanging around the highs there. It's got, I mean, the more it consolidates around that phase, the more chance it has of continuation. So that's looking a bit more solid. Ethereum, well, I say a bit more solid. It's just solid where it is. Ether seeing this sort of little bear flaggy sort of going on Solana, but all of it looking, I say bear flag, sorry, bull flag, but arguably bear flag from the move down here. Anyway, all looking a bit on the soft side. Okay, that's it for me. Ripple again looking a little bit soft. I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.